So super congratulations again, even though I heard your latest news from when I was having my holiday, but it's one of the best news I have ever had in my holiday. Okay. So
Thank you.
great. Yeah. And from now on, I want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah,
And I want you to just give me your most direct and honest feedback. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So, what did you like about the journey to work together with me for your job search?
One line that I feel like which defines our journey is that you didn't give up on me when I gave up on myself also at some point. This
Okay.
is
Mhm.
that was something I actually was thinking for last few days when I got like when this started happening, this whole thing, that because like literally this month or like towards the end of Feb I had given up on getting anything. So I think that defines that you didn't, like I still remember you telling me that, I remember that quote, to say it in quotes, that you told me that I believe in you and I believe in myself and I believe that we can do this together, just before that LinkedIn post. So yeah, I think that stayed with me. That's gonna always stay with me. And yeah, and this journey has been a learning experience. Like no matter, even if I wouldn't have gotten this job, and because we have worked with like really high pressure situations,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I think I might be, I don't know, but I think I might be the longest coachee of yours.
No. But
No,
okay. Yeah.
okay, but yeah, no, so when, so basically, yeah, even if I hadn't gotten the job, I think I would have still, I always, I see this journey that I've taken a lot. Like for me, it has been a learning process. uh it's not about the job, but it's about the skill sets that I learned from you and the skill sets that I learned from this whole process as well. uh should I name few of them in that case, or
Yeah, you can. Why not?
yeah?
What skills you learned? What you enjoyed? Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the first thing is now that when I see a job, I can actually identify what are they asking for, like the
Mhm.
voice of the company or the voice of the recruiter in that sense. I can completely understand that. And 8 months before or six, even like 6 months before, I don't think I had that clarity. So that is something which I see as a learning, which is going to help me no matter what or where I am in terms
Mhm.
of work. So that's something, it's a skill.
Yeah.
So thank you, definitely thank you for that. And also pushing myself from my comfort zone in numerous ways, not only, not only to say that, okay, because the 6 months was only NGO and all of that, in
Uh-huh.
terms of industry wise, to push me out of my comfort zone, also to push me with the post as well, like in social media, like that whole thing is just not me. And I'm pretty sure that if you wouldn't have pushed, I would not have done it. Like never in my dreams I would have done it. I'm still so uncomfortable with it, but that's something that I would say that I learned from this whole journey. And what I liked about you the most was that you never, like, from the very beginning itself, you never tell this is what you do. Like you don't give a guideline kind of work wise, like or you don't even tell, you kind of let us, you push us, but you also let us find ourselves, our strengths and weaknesses, and also figure it out. Unless I believe in it, I won't work on it. And I think you work on that framework, that you let the coaches decide for themselves, decide when they are ready for it. But at the same time, you also like push us when it's needed. So I think that's a very fine balance between that.
Okay, thank you so much. If I summarize correctly, that means that I kicked your ass at the right moment.
Yes, you did. You did.
Okay, great. And why you decided to choose me as your career coach in the very beginning?
Hmm. I definitely remember reading. I actually didn't know that something like these existed.
Mhm.
Uh, and I was in my job search almost for 5 6 months, and I hadn't gotten anything concrete as well in terms of that. And then I just like I don't know how I got into this whole coaching thing. I think through LinkedIn I saw it,
Mhm.
somebody else's post, and then I typed in Netherlands, and I found your website, and I read couple of websites as well. What for me stood out, your website stood out, was the first is the personal experience, because you yourself came here as an international student, and that story kind of resonated with me,
Mm.
uh, first. And second, I think the call that I didn't had a call with you. I actually had it with Vanessa, with your secretary, I think.
Mhm.
And the honesty basically with which it is, just like for me with, especially with me, with people, it's all about vibes. Like, I really believe in that, and it works with
Mhm.
me. And I had a really honest and a good vibe about how you were not like and another important thing, you didn't say that, oh, we'll make your CV and cover letter, and then we'll help you get into so many job portals and all of that. You didn't promise me. You promised me more, to stay with me unless I get a job. And I think that was a very big and different thing about other coaches and you, because nobody promises that. And that was really good, because I think it's just not about CV and other processes, but the whole job search is a process in itself, and it takes a lot of mental, like, uh toll, and also like, also technical guidance, yes, but also that person who you can trust with, and also like somebody who's there with you on your journey, and to say that you're not alone.
Mhm.
So I think I got that vibe from the call that I had initially with you, and also that your motto, like, that unless you get a job, I'm there with you. And I think you did that with me, like, till the very end, like more than that, I think. So yeah.
Okay, great. And how did you experience the support from me during your job searching journey?
Um, to be honest, it was more ups and downs, because sometimes I did feel that, okay, like, are we not connecting? Like, maybe I'm I'm not getting across what I want in terms of communications both ways. And sometimes I felt that, okay, I needed more support in terms of, in the beginning, in the initial time, in terms of when I was doing more NGO based industry job applications in weekly terms, after we finished the CV and the cover letter. Once I was there, apply in the application process, there were moments when I felt that, okay, maybe we can have call twice or something. But I also see that it's also both ways, because I could have also asked you, and I know that if I asked you, you wouldn't have said no to me. But that's again something that's also, I understand, and I see, I reflect back on that, that's your process, that you let us choose. And somewhere that's the thing. But yeah, maybe that I felt a little bit some initially. But yeah, the journey wise, but then there are so many ups as well. Like I said, that you've pushed me in so many ways also to do certain things which I was not very comfortable with.
Mhm.
And also, I think even though we, after the CV and cover letter, everything was done, and the application process, even we were not talking every week or anything, but I think the Saturday coffee time also kind of helped me being in touch with you, and also with other coaches. And I think that whole environment is itself also something I see that as well, a journey, like with the other coaches, because there are so many people who's going through the same thing that I'm going through,
Mhm.
in terms of emotionally as well, but also the the learnings that I get from them, because sometimes there are certain questions which doesn't pop into my head, and maybe it will not unless I'm there stuck in that situation. But I am already getting to know that through the other coaches experience, and also a sense of community in that sense, to say. So I think, yeah.
That's great to know from you that you enjoy the Saturday coffee time also
Yes.
with other coaches. Great. And we already know the results. You got it, right? It's really the last moment, and then you got it, but it's great. It's still great result you get it. And if you're thinking about that before you get into the program and after the program, what are your expectation has been changed about
uh,
yourself?
if I had gotten this offer before I joined your program, you
Yeah.
mean? and then how would I have felt about the
Yeah.
offer, and how I feel now after I've joined your program.
It's more about that before you join the journey, what could be your expectation of any results, and after you join the program, and
Okay.
what are the differences? Let me put that way. Yeah.
I think that's a very personal thing with me, that I'm very focused. Like, this is what I want, is like, this is what I want. And I do not like to derail myself also in a way. But that also hinders in a lot of ways in terms of like understanding my skill set, and there can be so many other possible things that I can do similar things with my skill set. And also, it's sometimes good to derail. You can always come back to it, but you can also learn so many things,
Yeah.
which I would not have done maybe if I hadn't joined this program. Like, first of all, I wouldn't have gotten this job of, like, I wouldn't have taken into this, because I would not have done anything beyond NGO industry that I was so certain about, and I was at till a very last point as well. And I do love my industry, and I would love to go back to it at some point of time as well. But I think your program also helped me understand that you sometimes, it's not about derailment, but it's also about trying to expand your skill sets in a way, and how you can utilize the existing skill sets and learn more skill sets, which will maybe help you get into your industry in a better form and position in coming, will prepare you better, I feel like,
Exactly.
in the career sense, in a longer term career.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that the whole that I would say that I would, this program has done to me. And that's something, a huge thing, not only in a short term but also in a long term way, because now whenever I know that whenever I start, like, because I'm just starting my career also in that sense,
Mhm.
and then I have a career ahead of me, and I will always try to gain more skills and skill set, and I will also look from a more broader from point of view, rather than
Mhm.
only looking from a very short term point of view in that sense.
Exactly. So if I understand you correctly, it's more about the mindset transformation to
Yeah.
expand your knowledge, your cognitions
Yes.
outside of your own. Okay, that's great to know. And what would you say to someone who is on the fence about to working with me?
Oh, just go for it. Like, I don't think you will have. Okay, this is going to be little. But yeah, I would, if somebody's on the fence, I would say that I understand the inhibitions, and I do understand how much toll it takes with the job search. But it's good to have somebody walking along with you. That really, really helps, because the job search itself is so frustrating. So it's nice to have somebody. And on top of that, if it's Grace, she's going to literally kick your ass. But it's sometimes you just need that. You literally need that. And yeah, like, and like I said, that you will not only learn, and why you should, like, I understand the fence part, but what you will learn from Grace personally is a lot of other skill sets that you wouldn't have imagined as a job search. From a job search, it's not only about the job, but it's about the job search. Through that, what skill sets and what things you learn, and with Grace you will learn that, like, quite a few things.
Great. Thank you so much, Rupsha. And yeah, let's keep in contact and see what's your next skill set you're going to learn and expand further. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rupsha.